Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 66 of Europa Universalis 4 as Spain. We are in a war against Russia actually, a war between Russia and the Commonwealth, and we've been called in because there are things going on. Austria is involved in this war, so we are taking this time to beat up on Austria a little. It would be nice also if we could, and I'm just going to be pausing quite a lot because I need to keep my eye on what's going on. It would be nice if we could actually get in the wars with the people that we want to be in the wars with, but I suppose helping out and getting some stuff sieged and some stuff done is not a bad thing after all. I'm attempting to just go and siege out a lot of Austria's sort of capital buildings, well, their forts. We are now marching over to Vienna and we're going to try and siege that out. If we can get Vienna done, that is going to cause some problems for Austria, definitely. And Russia's trying to come over here as well. Funnily enough, the Commonwealth are actually losing this fight. So if we can get Austria out, that should help them quite a lot. I'm just going to go and straight up pay for that wall breach to get this done as quickly as possible. And as I said, I will be sort of pausing quite a bit. We've got Austria's fleet completely blocked in here. You see, Austria do have a rather big stack up there, and that is something that I do need to keep my eye on. They are mostly just trying to siege out little bits and pieces of the Commonwealth. You'll also notice, yeah, it looks like it's the Ottomans, but this is actually Russia. Russia's doing quite a lot of damage in here. Bohemia's in here as well. I mean, the chances are that Austria is... not Austria. The chances are that this war is going to be a loss by the Allied side. But I don't mind that too much if that happens. I'd love to go and kill this Austrian army, but I think at the moment I'm more concerned about just trying to get some... sort of occupations done, especially if we can get their capital. I guess Austria can technically be... That's not what I wanted. I guess Austria can technically be a separate piece. No, they cannot. Why not? Junior... What now? Hang on a minute. Bohemia... Okay, so... Why is Austria in this? Austria is part of the Holy Roman Empire, yes. Yes, it is. That's the Ottomans, who I didn't want. Well, Russia can't be in the Holy Roman Empire. So I would assume... I guess it's my... I can't do it. We may not negotiate a separate peace with Bohemia. You cannot negotiate separate peace between two junior partners in a war. Yeah, so Austria technically counts as a junior partner. But I'm guessing that Russia... that the Commonwealth could separate peace them out. I'm just seeing that it's blocked because I can't separate piece them out. At least I hope that's the case. I'm pretty sure that Austria only got dragged into this because Austria is an ally of Russia. Whereas Bohemia and Saxony... Bohemia and Saxony are junior partners of Austria. So if we can get Austria out of this war, then potentially we can get Bohemia and Saxony out of this war as well. Now, going over here is a little bit dangerous. We do have a smaller composition. We don't have as good a general, and we are in farmlands. But I think they're just going to stand there and try and siege out that fort. So I'm tempted to just basically just sit around and hope they leave me alone. As soon as we finish this siege of Vienna, which is going to be quite soon, I'm going to march these guys down here so we can take them on. Get these guys... No, they're actually breaking the siege and backing off, which is quite interesting. Let's try and stay over on this side. I don't really want to march too closely to them if I can avoid it. There we go. We've got the siege of Vienna. There's a battle going on over here, which I think they're going to go into to try and reinforce somehow. So if we can get in over here and grab one of these stacks, you're probably going to go and try and head down there. If we could just go ahead and clear one of these stacks. I think, right, you're going to go there. So that's probably a good opportunity to engage that one. Now, I'm not too sure what you're going to do. You might be coming to try and unsiege Vienna. Which wouldn't be a stupid idea on your part. In fact, I pretty much expect you to do that. Now, I'm keeping this 30 stack together because I don't want to accidentally get jumped on. But let's go ahead and see what's happening here. Now, we are in the mountains, which isn't fantastic. So we do have that -2 penalty there, but we do have a much wider composition. Because, yeah, they're going to try and unsiege Vienna now. We do have a much wider composition because you no longer have the... there used to be a modifier where the type of terrain you were fighting in would affect the combat width, the maximum combat width, but that is no longer the case. We are about to engage. We're not going to get a reinforcement tick, so I'm going to go ahead and do a shift consolidate, just so that we go in there with some strength in the front lines. Again, we did get the terrain penalty, but it was negligible. We've just stack wiped a 45k Austrian army stack. We can embrace an institution. We definitely should. Let's go ahead and... Well, do you know what? I'm not... Let's consider this for a moment. We are, apart from admin... I guess we could take the admin tech straight the way if we did this... So it might be worth doing it. I mean, the longer we wait, the cheaper it will get. But I guess we can just go ahead and do it. We make money hand over fist, really. It's not that much of an issue. So we're going to try and head over here with these guys and see if we can get rid of one of their other armies. But it'd be very, very nice if we could do some significant damage to Austria. They are trying to rebuild armies here and there. I guess they will have to now. I mean, again, we have just completely destroyed an entire stack of their army. Let's get over here and see if we can get this fort as well. We've actually turned the war around. I mean, this is a war that was a negative 3 is now at a +2. There is a 60 stack here, actually. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. And I think what I'd prefer to do is keep these two armies together. And potentially try and deal with that 60 stack. Because I've got a feeling it's going to... Yeah, he was going to head in here and then he changed his mind. Let's go and stand outside. Let's try and bait them into doing something if we can. They might. They probably won't, but they might. We have lost a general. Looks like it was this one. You are in hostile territory, which is unfortunate. If we just move over here, we can pick a new one up. Right, okay, so let's go ahead and get a new leader. We were over the limit, I think, but sure, let's be over the limit. You're not all that good. Can we get some decent generals, please? You're better. Still not 3-star, but you're better. We are indeed over the general's limit. Let's go ahead and get you, because you're pretty bad. So, it's going to take them a while to unsiege that, so let me finish this siege here. Right, now we can just move into an adjacent tile. And we've nearly got the size on them. I'm not too concerned by this. So, you guys, we'll give you another recovery tick, I suppose. It's not like they're getting any further. They're at max strength anyway, so the only thing waiting is going to do is make me stronger. So we will sit here. They are trying... Well, they can't unsiege that because they don't have enough men. But they're not making any real progress here anyway, so I don't care about that. Now, we do technically control the fort. And because of that, it means that it is going to be a defensive terrain on our part. 25th of October, if you were to march in, you would get there on the 23rd. So we want to wait till the 19th. So now you'll get there on the 25th. You'll get there on the 25th. Both armies arrive on the same day. We don't have a terrain penalty this time. Maximum combat width for both armies. And let's take the bigger army, and they're probably just going to march off and hide behind a fort somewhere. So there isn't an awful lot that we can do. So let's just go and sit and grab a fort and use this army to take some adjacent non-fort terrain. I do have some armies down here. Now, I did start to bring back some of my armies from India. But I have left most of them down there. Now, the question is, what... The two people I want to attack, again, one would be France. Who are France getting attacked by? France are actually at war with Austria as well. We no longer have a truce with France, so we could go and attack France again. We still have a truce with England for another 4 years. So we could go ahead and attack France again. I'm not too sure if I want to do that. They are only allied with Congo still, though. So if we go in and do a real quick war with France, which we probably could. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's just stop and consider the situation. If we were to declare a war on France, could we get away with it? Because I don't think France has that many troops, because they seem to be doing really bad. Apparently they have 184,000 men. I don't know where these 184,000 men are, and I only have 60,000 down here. But we can probably do enough damage to take a chunk. I do have this one down here that can deal with Congo. It would certainly be a risk in me doing this, but France definitely seems to be having some problems. And I'd like to do this before they go and get back in another coalition or another alliance with the Ottomans again. And they are losing this. Let's go ahead and declare our war on France. Congo won't even come in. We can call Scandinavia in to help. So sure, let's go ahead and do that. And we don't necessarily want to take the Galapagos Islands. We'll just go for the imperialism war here. Which is the one that gives us, yeah, 75% aggressive expansion. So let's go ahead and do that. Scandinavia will come in. Congo shouldn't come in. We are lacking a few leaders down here, which is problematic. Let's go ahead and get somebody who's got a little bit of siege and some maneuver. I'm going to start working on all of these provinces as quickly as we can. Can we afford, and do we have room for another stack? We'd be going slightly over, but I think it's probably worthwhile. So we will be going over the force limit. We do really need to keep our eye on what's happening. And oh yes, the French boats, I'd forgotten about those. I don't think France has much of a navy, and at the moment we're actually using our heavies to blockade the Austrians in. But I think that should be fine. I really do hope that the Commonwealth can sort this out. They are trying to unsiege a fort here, but it's Russia that's giving them a bit of a kicking. Now, okay, there is an Austrian force heading its way into the north end of my territory. So let's go ahead and get ready to do... In fact, they might be coming over this way. So I'm going to start moving down here just to try and intercept them. They're probably... Yeah, they're going to go down here and try and start sieging out bits of my stuff. So my plan is to try and... We'll use the smaller army. I want to keep the bigger army back here because I really think they're going to use the bigger army to try and come back and unsiege Vienna. They seem to be just sort of running backwards and forwards between the same couple of provinces. Right, can purchase an ability. Let's look into that. Artillery bonuses versus forts could be very, very useful, but as we're going to be in a fair few wars, I think artillery damage from the back row is going to be the best thing that we can take at the moment. I mean, that is a straight up... I've always got artillery. That is a straight up, we do more damage in battles bonus. Right, let's see if we can get over here and stop this 20 stack. We probably can't unless I'm willing to force march it. Let's head over this way and assume they're going to try and head around to the north, and it looks like we might actually catch them. We did lose a battle there. We actually lost 30 lights, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. And okay, that war did not end, but Austria is out. That's good. So I can actually bring these guys back and use them to fight against you. So this stack, I'm going to split in half, and I'm going to bring half of them down to look after this territory, and I'm going to bring half of them down to look after... don't think we need them in Spain, actually. Let's bring the other half down to help in the French war. So let's keep going around with these guys, and I'm hoping that my colonial buddies over here are actually getting their stuff done. It would be nice if we could grab the Antilles. We do need the transports in order to do this. I'm going to set this as an objective for Florida in the hope that they might be able to at least take some of it. I don't know if they have any transports or anything. There used to be something where colonial nations and natives didn't build transports. But I think they fixed that. So let's just go ahead and see if that works. Unlike my plan with Great Britain, we don't really have a chance of completely occupying France. So we're never going to be able to vassalize France. What have we got here? A loan offer from the Apache. I appreciate it. 30 ducats. I'm going to decline it because I'm not really that broke. It is a shame that our fleet got a little bit bashed, but we now have the advantage of bringing the heavies in. So let's bring the heavies in and sit them there in the Straits of Cadiz. Now, what do we have down here? There is a French stack. I hadn't even seen that stack. We don't even know where those cheeky gits came from. I guess you were black flagged, which is probably how you got away with that. Let's get you over here. Wow, that was a bit of a... You can't get through because of all of those forts. That's weird. Okay, well, in that case then, let's just wait for these guys to get through. And we'll jump in with both. I mean, these aren't... We're hostile to them, but it's not me they're sieging out here. This is Savoy. This is another war that these guys are in. But I do want to stay next to them, so I'm trying to keep my eye on what's going on. There we go. We actually won a battle. We lost 10 more lights, but... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Don't need all of these loan offers. I guess they're all happy that we're fighting France. So was that my trade fleet again? It looks like it was. Let's bring this trade fleet home. Let's bring both the trade fleets home. Because they're getting a little bit beaten up at the moment. Don't go that way around. Go this way around. At least until the heavies get there and we can start doing something a little bit more useful. Try and keep my eye on what you guys are doing. You shouldn't be doing that now. You don't really need to. Right, let's unpause. Let's try and get everybody in to these provinces here. Now, the question is, do we want to go in here and attack the French army? Because we could. You would get there on the 9th of May. You would arrive on the 9th of May. Let's go in and attack the French army with this double stack. Now, again, they're not sieging out my land. And this, to some degree, is a bad move because this pushes the French back into their own territory, most probably. But at the same time, any battle that we can win against France is good for us. We do want to make sure that we get some forts. Let's go ahead here and pay to get the wall breach. So we try and get some of these sieges done as quickly as possible. I mean, France is just getting wrecked. So even if they peace out with Austria, we should be able to just go ahead and quick grab some provinces. Let's put you over here. Remember, the forts are important. If these other participants in the war are just going to sit around and take non-forts, they're not going to get as much war score. If we actually go ahead and take the fort provinces, there's more war score for us there. You can get there via a very long convoluted march through enemy territory. The French army that we just defeated has moved to the north, which now means that they are fighting... Well, they would have been fighting Austria's armies. They've now given up. Let's get you instead. Are you not actually able to move? You should be black flagged, right? Yeah. So you can go ahead and sit in. You're not black flagged, but you should be able to sit there. You can move through. Right, a colony's become self-sustaining. Excellent. Let's go ahead and try and remind ourselves which one that was. This one here. So let's send our colonist and move you over. And you do need converting. So let's go ahead and work on that. Excellent. How are things going down here? Looks like more of France is getting sieged out than... the Spanish territories, so that is good. Yeah, nothing happening with the Antilles, simply because we don't have any transports over there. Let's get the heavies up with you guys. And I would like to rebuild the trade fleet, but, you know, we'll just have to wait a little on that one. So, you move into there, you move down there. That'll be 2 jobs done. Now, we're probably going to see the French army start to turn up now, because they're no longer fighting us. So this is a problem. Let's just go ahead and split you in half and move half of you over here because you don't need the full number to siege. We could go ahead and pay for the wall breach. We probably won't. One problem with paying for wall breaches is that if you have to suddenly break a siege, or you get something like this, it becomes a bit of a pain because all of a sudden you have... well, not so much the disease outbreak, but if you break a siege, then the wall breach is lost. And if you've paid for that wall breach, then you've kind of wasted the military power that you spent. So that is problematic. However, I think France are in pretty bad shape. We are still in this war against Russia. We shouldn't forget about that. The Commonwealth still seems to be losing, to be honest. The French fleet is sitting up here. Again, I'm not overly concerned with that either. So let's just... again, we can't take everything from France, but we'll take as much as we can. So we'll go ahead and do that. I mean, we already have 5% war score. It's not a great amount, but as soon as we get a couple more forts... in fact, do we even have a single French fort at the moment? We do not. That's why we don't really have enough war score. But we're going to grab a couple of forts down here. I'd probably like to take Provence if I can. Anything that actually gives us some more coast would be good. I know we did have a mission for Armenier. I don't think that is the case anymore. South Georgia owned by Spain. I don't even know what that mission was going on. I'm going to cycle missions. We can take admin tech. We probably should. It does give us another group. Now, it's the Diplo cap we keep hitting, so we could go ahead and take a Diplo idea. It's a little bit late in the game for most of this stuff, and I don't really see the point in trade, because we've already got so much money coming in, and we've already got more merchants than we know what to do with. Espionage is useless. Diplomatic could be useful, although I'm not necessarily sure we're going to need to use any of this now. The reduction to province war score cost could be useful. But again, we're so close to the end of the game now, there's like 90 years left. There isn't really any point. Influence ideas could be useful. Diplomatic annexation, aggressive expansion, impact reduction, Diplo rep, vassal force limit contribution. Yeah, influence could be okay. I mean, there's a lot of other good stuff here as well. Reduce mercenary costs. So we could go expansion and get an extra colonist, but again, there's more merchants and stuff in there which are pretty useful. Or we could just go military if we wanted to, and just go like full on. See, offensive's not that good. Aristocratic's better, but I don't have that much cavalry. The military tech reduction is useless because again, with that near the end of the game, why bother with it? National manpower modifier is good, but we don't really need it. Naval ideas and maritime ideas are just like shocking all the way around. So I think we could go innovative, prestige decay, cheaper mercs, institution embracement. Again, it's better to take that early on. Reduce inflation costs, monthly war exhaustion, leaders without upkeep. Actually, but again, we're not really hitting the admin cap now, especially if we're taking stuff. So I think influence is probably going to be the better one for us. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can go ahead and get the increased income from vassals straight away. We only have one vassal and some more yearly prestige. So let's go ahead and do that, and we will carry on with this war in the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4 as Spain. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.